Hello everyone, this is T-Dub's podcast, and today I have the women of Savannah State University's golf team. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, Tasneem. It's Kayla Jones from the Savannah State golf team. I'm a senior this year and majoring in mathematics.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Clements. I'm a junior biology major, and I'm also on the women's golf team at State of Kansas.
Hi, I'm Becky Davis. I'm a freshman on the team, and I'm majoring in business management.
Okay, thank y'all for coming in. I really do appreciate it. So, today I want to talk about mental health. First, let's open up with this. What is mental health in your own words? Any of y'all can start.
Deep thought going on right now.
Yeah, I feel like that is a deep question, like, just to spring it on y'all. That's why I didn't tell you guys beforehand, because I didn't want you to try to think that you had to be extra smart or extra philosophical about it. All you had to do is just think about it.
Whatever comes. We could have made a better answer.
No, I want to hear it, boy.
To me, I think mental health is anybody's mindset on different things. Like, they're just opinions on things, like they go through anxiety, depression, like if they're healthy, like if they're going through bad things. I don't know. I just feel like that's my version of mental health, is everyone's different.
Okay.
I don't know.
I feel like mental health I feel like the mental part is, just having to do with your brain and the different disorders you can have. Becky just named a few, like anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder. I know that's not the official name, but whatever. And I feel like it mainly pertains to your emotions and traumas, upbringing, things of that nature. So, just your mind state and emotional state as well combined.
Okay,
Going off of what Becky and Alyssa said, I think mental health is how you deal with anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, multiple personalities, but not officially called that. And I think everyone goes through it, regardless if it's minor or if it's major.
Okay. I feel it. I agree with everything that y'all said, like all the bits and pieces of it. But I looked up online with mentalhealth.gov, and they said mental health includes our emotional, physiological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. And when you experience mental health problems, they affect your thinking, your mood, and your behaviors. So that's what the mentalhealth.gov is saying. So with that being said, since it affects how we feel about things, do you guys feel open to ever talk about mental health?
Like with anybody?
Just in general, do you have anybody to talk to? Do you ever feel open to talk about it? I guess let's be more specific. Like, in society, do you think that we're open to talking about mental health in society?
I don't think I think a lot of people aren't comfortable talking about their mental health because they might feel like they'll be judged by other people by what they go through. But personally, I am comfortable talking about my mental health with you guys because you guys are my friends and I trust you guys.
Okay, I feel that.
As a society, I think, we're moving toward we're moving in a good direction about talking about it, but I think that because mental health is something normally you can't see, that there's always going to be some judgment behind it because, how real can it be? I can't see it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's always, even with real, physical diseases that you can't see, people still doubt you about that too. So I feel like with stuff you can't see, it's always going to be hard to talk about.
Yeah, because a lot of people just put on a fake smile and then other people just think everything's okay.
Yeah, I feel like people, there's just been this mindset created that people are like, if you have a problem, just fight through it. Mm-hmm. And their definition of fighting through it is, I can even speak from my own point of view. Your definition of fighting through it is finding other things to do. You're not trying to figure out how to deal with the mental health issues. You're just trying to find something else to drown yourself in it. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, you're drowning yourself in something else, which is not good.
Yeah. And I feel like, say, if I had the flu, I'm going to look like crap and you guys are going to have sympathy for me because I have 100 fever and I look nasty and it's bad. But if I'm, extremely depressed, I could still be the same and no one would know it on the outside, or say I'm like, I don't want to hang out today, I'm really having a hard time. Well, come on, buck out, let go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't say that to me if I had 102 fever and my throat was on fire and I just threw up 4 times. Because you could see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not in anyone's brain, so I feel like,
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a really good example. I was going to say, I think mental health is getting better in society, but I think talking about it, people like to talk about it when it's convenient for them.
Yes, girl, you hit that on the head. I feel like people, and I can also do for me too. I will admit it. Like I was like, mental health is real and all that stuff, but until you experience it, you don't realize how traumatic that stuff is, how hard it is to deal with. It's harder than the flu. Sure. It's harder than the cold. Because, you know, the flu, the cold, whatever you got, you pop a couple pills, you feel better a couple weeks later, and you know why. Mental health, you don't know. Mm-hmm. You're confused.
With the cold, it's physical. It's a physical thing.
Yeah.
With mental health, it's emotional, it's physiological. It's mental, obviously. So, I think going over emotional, mental, and physiological problems is a lot harder than physical, like a cold, like you said.
I mean, it never ends. I'm going to be extremely pessimistic. It literally never ends. Mm-hmm. It's always, when you acknowledge it, it's always going to be an uphill battle. And some people lose. And I just feel like they shouldn't be judged for it. I'm going to say something, I don't know, maybe kind of feisty. People that say that suicide is selfish obviously don't have issues of their own.
I feel you.
Because, I don't know, this is my podcast, might be.
No, continue. I want to hear everybody's thoughts. Let's be real. Let's be raw. Tell me what you think.
I mean, I feel like, you know, that is a rampant issue right now. Like, there are kids that are like too young to even spell suicide that are killing themselves, and just more celebrities have done it. And I feel like it's just a very relevant thing right now. And when I hear people say stupid things like, how could you be so selfish, and things like that, or how could they be so selfish? It couldn't have been that bad. But it's like, how are you going to call them selfish when, like, their problems were too big for them? You want them to think about other people, but obviously no one was thinking about them enough to get them out of that mind state to not want to do that. Like, everyone makes it about other people when, like, that's case in point the problem. Yeah. They wanted to die because no one cared. Like, no one was there. No one, you know what I'm saying? Like, they obviously felt alone and isolated and drowned in problems that were too big for them. But you want to make it about other people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then when I feel like, and then if the person, you know, God forbid, does kill themselves, all these imaginary folks pop up. Mm-hmm. And you're like, where were you? Mm-hmm. Where were you? They could have talked to me. Did you tell them that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the other side, sometimes, you know, you do check on people, and sometimes they're just not comfortable.
Yeah, I feel that.
They're just not comfortable.
But I also feel like, did you create the space for that person to feel comfortable to talk to you? Or even when I'm not an expert or nothing, but it's like when I feel like somebody's going through something, I always tell them, like, you can talk to me. Obviously, you can talk to me, go ahead. But it's like, also, like, if you need somebody else to talk to, you can talk to a therapist. Like, it's not weird, it's fine. Or it doesn't have to be a therapist. It could be your pastor, whoever, your best friend. Just find somebody. It don't have to be me. But please, go talk to somebody. Because if you're dead, I'm going to cry. I am. But it's also not about me, though. It's about you. Mm-hmm. And I wish, I just wish that they would find some way to help them that's, you know, safe.
Some
obviously.
folks don't even feel like they need help.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of say they need help, like it's like this. They can barely see the help. But folks don't really want to open their eyes. I wouldn't say they don't want to open their eyes, but some folks can't.
They're embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, some folks can't open their eyes to seeing if they need help or not.
Or, like, on that note of, like, knowing you need to do something, but you just don't do it.
Yeah.
This is, like, on a much smaller scale, but, like, I want to know if y'all experience this, like, something if I know I need to, like, call the pharmacy, or I know I need to make a call, I just won't do it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But, like, you know you need to, but you just don't do it. Mm-hmm. Or, like, some other stuff that, like, you know you need to do. I don't know what that is. Like, some people are like, I have anxiety about making phone calls, about, like, ordering food or some crap. Like, I got over that. Like, I can call and order food with ease, but I used to not even do that. And, like, maybe that's why a lot of people are being, like, are kind of stunted socially because like we can order food online now, or you can order your groceries online.
Yeah,
you don't have to really go out in society anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that helps people that do have those kinds of anxieties, but I don't know, it's just different. I just wondered if other people felt that.
Same thing with golf, honestly. Like you say, you get over the ball, you say, oh, I know I'm coming over the top, or I know I'm doing something to it, but you know how to fix it, but you just don't.
Yeah.
I think with that is, like, I can speak to that one also personally. It's like, shoot, I lost my train of thought. Like, when people are going through those things and you, like, and you know what's wrong, but I think sometimes you don't want to admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that sounds crazy. Like, you're like, I must be crazy. It's not that big of a deal. I found out that my homeboy over here, he might have cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this and nothing's wrong. My grades are good.
Yeah.
Life is good. Oh, that boy I like, he said I was cute.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm over here still at night sad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why. But you know other people have other real issues.
Yeah.
That doesn't, then it's like I feel like people have to realize that does not take away from the fact that they have cancer. That does not take away from the fact that I still feel this way.
Yeah.
That is A-okay. That is fine.
Mm-hmm.
We just, what were you going to say?
Nothing. It can be genetic, it can be chemical, it can be whatever, circumstantial. And I feel like people just need to kind of pay attention to that too. Also, environmental.
Yeah. Yes.
There's, I mean, yeah.
I think what we eat does make a difference. Because if you learn the chemicals, let's just be here, the poison that they put in there.
For sure.
If you feel like you don't think that's going to affect us, not just our, like, you know, it affects our bodies. So, and our brain is a part of our body.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make a difference.
It's crazy, all the hormones that they expose us to. It's in the air.
Yeah.
It's in our food. It's everywhere.
Even sorry.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
But like even in women, I feel like it's harder for women to like go about their mental health because like for an example, like birth control. Like birth control is so many hormones that we put into our body so that we can protect ourselves from not having babies. And like I feel like that's a huge factor of mental health too, because like it can make you feel like some type of way. Like, you know how like the side effects are like losing weight and depression and
losing weight or gaining weight.
Yeah, or like anything like that. And like having more of an appetite. I don't know, I feel like it's just
yeah, with stuff like that, I can say, yeah. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off,
no,
but I just felt that because like when I said the gaining weight or losing weight, I'm not on birth control, but when I go through, like, I can tell when I'm starting to get depressed because I start to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I would always go to Alyssa and I would always be like, bro, I'm losing weight, it's going crazy, I don't know what I'm gonna do, like, I don't want to be skin and bones. And then I would like, and then where you have Alyssa who's on the other hand, like, I'm not trying to spread your business, but it was like one day she told me, she was like, I really don't want to tell you this, but it was like, you would say how you're losing weight, but I'm gaining it. And it's like, we're not going through the same thing, but it's like, I know that she also has her mental health issues as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just crazy how, like, you could be experiencing similar things and your bodies be going through two different things. And then you're thinking, so then I'm starting to feel bad because I'm like, I mean, I'm over here complaining, homegirls complaining about gaining weight, and I'm losing it. Why stop complaining?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that goes to what I said before. That doesn't take away from it. Like, I do appreciate her for saying that because at the end of the day, you don't want your best friend to feel bad.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be there for them. But it's still like, for me, it's like, wow, like you gotta think about other people as well, but don't discount yourself for the ways that you feel.
I mean, shoot, I can't get as big as a house. It has to stop.
Help you.
I've never had losing weight has always been an uphill battle for me, literally my whole life. So like, now that I'm gaining weight at a rapid speed, I'm like, bro, I'm going to be a house. I'm going to be as big as this building, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, and so it's just very uncomfortable. Like, I feel like this is going to sound bad, but I have like all the negative side effects of being depressed, bro. I eat everything that don't eat me first, and I don't want to get out the bed. and those are conducive to getting large and in charge.
And in charge.
And that is not fun. Yeah. Bro, we can sprinkle a little body image in there. I don't like comments about my body. It really, I'd be ready to punch people.
What do you mean comments? Like negative comments?
No, even if people think that they're positive. I'm the biggest I've ever been in my life. So, you're thick. I know. I feel like I'm built like a log. Like the trunk of a tree. Like, it's just like, oh, it's noticeable.
But, my thing is that really a compliment, though? Is that really positive? Is that really negative? Mm-hmm. Like, because you know when people are saying you're thick. So they're looking at your butt. And why are guys looking at your butt? For obvious reasons. So it's not really a compliment. It's objectifying you. Mm-hmm. Which also, that also plays a part in your mental health. How you look at yourself. Mm-hmm. Am I just a piece of meat to look at? Is that it?
It's trying to tell you all they want to do is have sex with you. You don't want to be my boyfriend? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that could be a whole nother podcast for another day if we wanted to start this up, okay? You started, and why I'm not good enough for more when I know I am. But just all of those things that we go through, they all are related to mental health. But it's just crazy to me that we can't talk about it. Like, we can, but it's hard.
For sure.
And I looked it up, and 1 in 4 people in the world, not in the United States, in the world, are affected by mental health and neurological disorders. And I got that from the World Health Organization. What is there, 8 billion people in the world?
7 billion.
7 billion? And 1 in 4?
Truthfully, I think everyone has mental health issues in some way, because when you look in the mirror, not all the time you're going to think, oh, I'm fine as heck. Look at that piece of meat, right?
I want to know when I'm drunk, boy.
Not everyone's going to think that way. So I think everyone at some point in their life has some type of mental health issue or some type of mental health crisis.
That's just the people who reported it, and that's a good point.
Yeah.
Probably I feel like everybody has gone through something. Everybody in this room, whether or not, I feel like everybody in this room has probably cried themselves to sleep at night some point. You didn't talk about it though. I'm gonna take that on the chin.
I tell you that.
At night.
Oh, go to bed.
I'll see you in the morning.
Right? I don't know. I feel like I've gotten to a point where like I'm awkwardly comfortable talking about it. Like I'll say it, definitely tell whoever. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. Excuse my language, but
it's fine.
Yeah. And maybe, I've been really making an effort.
Yeah.
Watch my profanity.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable telling y'all if y'all ask me.
Yeah, I can go in depth. I can dive in deep and dirty with y'all. But to other people, I can talk about it, but I'm not going. I'm not gonna dive in.
Yeah.
No. But I think even though you'll talk to your friend about it, because I can talk to Alyssa about it all day. Mm-hmm. I'll still she'll try to help me or whatever. You do a best. Appreciate you, love you.
I think I do a pretty darn good job. I think I told you some good stuff. You welcome. I'll send you an invoice.
Bye.
You welcome.
When I would go to my therapist, I feel like it would make sense. It would just be I could cope with it this way. I can get through it this way. Mm-hmm. I'm not crazy. Because it's I feel it's my friend. We going through similar stuff. So it's this boy, he did this. Oh! Then she, man, F that boy. F that, he saw it. We know it. So, you feel your friend gonna hype you up. They gonna be they're gonna agree with you. Mm-hmm. And then the times they don't agree with you, you kind of
brush it off and don't listen.
I'm about to test some shit out. Okay?
You what I want to eat.
Yeah. It's when I feel like when I go to a professional, the whole time I promise you, do I sound crazy? Do I sound crazy? No. And then we'll talk through it. We'll get through the layers, and then sometimes it's she'll be you're just talking about the stuff that's at the surface. Mm. Let's dive deep. This is what I'm saying. So it's even though I'm talk to your friends or talk to somebody.
I mean, it's a step. I guess that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Take the step.
Yeah, do it.
You've admitted that there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And you don't want to deal with it on your own.
Yeah.
Or that you can't,
Yeah.
Make anything now?
Okay. Well, I have one more question with the end of this because pretty deep in here with this conversation.
It's a good topic.
Yeah. How do you think we could make it more open for people to talk about it in the community?
I feel like we can make it more open for those people who. I feel like people will feel more open to talk about their mental health stages without people judging them.
Yeah.
Because you can not say anything. Like when you're talking to somebody, the other person doesn't have to say anything, but by their body language and by their facial expressions, you can just tell what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And I feel like if people just tried to understand what that person was going through and just help them with the situation, it would just make more people willing to talk to other people about it.
Yeah, I feel you.
I also think people would feel more open to talk about it if they felt like someone was going through the same things as they did or do.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be more open to talk about it if they could admit to themselves that there is an issue there. But there's the next question. How does that person realize that they have an issue? Or there's a problem with their mental health? How do they know?
What does it take? Does it take you one night starting to cut yourself to realize it, or I know that's extreme, but it's that happens. You don't realize that you're that deep until you're trying to physically harm yourself. Mm-hmm. So how do we get to that point? No, not how do we get to that point. How do we stop people before they get to that point?
Yeah.
How do we prevent that?
Yeah. That goes with how do we make it open?
I feel like time for me to talk way too much, but education. Honestly, I don't think people are really aware of what the symptoms of certain disorders are. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I just feel down, or I just feel I have all these negative thoughts, or so on and so forth. They don't really know what it's called. I feel like people think that depression is some big and dramatic experience.
Yeah.
For some it is, for some it's not. Sometimes you just lose a desire to do the things that you love, or you just aren't that personable anymore. It can be kind of mild things, and so just letting people know what to expect, and at a younger age too, because it's starting to affect younger kids, and they don't know what's going on or how to describe what's happening to them. And also creating more safe spaces, mm-hmm. Letting people know you can come, if you're, an administrator, so you can come into my office. It's a safe space. We can talk. Or just letting people know that there's groups that want to talk, and there's, people that are having the same stuff and they want to talk to, that in a kind of informal environment. So,
yeah. I think that's good. I like it.
I don't know any programs that they have to help with mental health. Do y'all?
No. Oh, wait, they got
support groups.
No, they got what's it called on campus here?
That counseling center.
I'm gonna say that's all I know.
I feel like
I'm not a big fan.
No, I'm not. But as student athletes, I feel like that support group maybe that we did have. I feel like maybe it should be kind of student led, or there should be some form of a student led one where there's you can come just to. Maybe, I feel like talking to somebody you don't know can be helpful too, because they don't know your life, but you you tell them I'm going through this, and that, and maybe relating on that level, and finding a friend that people that are going through other struggles, like addiction struggles, they find someone that they can call when they're really going through it, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? As student athletes, I feel like we should have a safe space for each other, where there don't necessarily have to be too many adults involved or too facilitated or whatever. Just you can come, kick it, talk it out.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I know this is just for an assignment, but maybe we could try to get that to happen for real. But and then instead of it being somebody that's in athletics, it could just be somebody outside. Necessarily doesn't have to be somebody a counselor. If we can just find some faculty there, just to make sure that we're not one day putting in a revolt or something to kill everybody, But it's somebody's in it to be they just sitting there trying to work out their feelings. They ain't in there doing crazy stuff.
Some folks just need a hug every now and again.
Yeah. Some people just want you to listen.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I started to notice, I'm very nosy. So I'll be dead in people's mouth just looking at them. showing the story to somebody. Like I'm looking at her mouth. Let me say that.
Okay.
Yeah. And they'll be telling somebody a story. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, I was going through this. I was going through that." Da, 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 da. And the person, well, let me tell you about me. And I just want to be like, we're talking about their story. Yeah. Why are we bringing it to you? Mm-hmm. Like, can we keep it on them? We'll go back to yours. Like, yeah, that's just crazy to me. Because then I noticed it was like, while I was telling people for doing that, shoot, I do it too sometimes. I'm guilty. So I'll try to catch myself, though. And I'll be like, well, wait, we're talking about you. How did this go to me? So it's just...
I think sometimes, like, in friendships, like, if me and Kayla are talking or whatever, and then she's talking about her, and then I'm like... I do it sometimes because I'm like, oh, shoot, let me tell you this before I forget. Yeah. It's not to take... I'm not trying to take your time, and I still do want to hear what you have to say, but I'll forget. So I feel like, let me say this before I forget. And I feel like I'm one of those people that, I'm over 21, so I can say this, but I do talk a lot in general, but I find that when people are talking to me about their problems, like, or just people in general that I end up speaking to, bro, they just talk about, if I'm trying to talk to them, I start talking about them, and then I'll be like, oh, what happened? Oh, how did that make you feel? And I'm just sitting there like, well, I came to talk to you about something. And then and then when I get drunk, I can be an emotional drunk because I hold it all in. I get drunk and word vomit. And then people are like, bro, we're just supposed to go to a party. Like, why are we talking about this right now? You used to be like, well, I didn't plan on it, but it just word vomited. So, yeah.
I mean, sometimes you need that. Sometimes that just helps, especially...
I'd rather word vomit than real vomit.
Yeah. Yeah. Should I rather you word vomit than you do something harmful? Shoot. Word vomit, girl. Spit that.
I mean, after you word vomit, did you feel better?
No, I feel extremely embarrassed. Because if I'm that drunk, then I'm not filtered at all. Like, I'm deepest, darkest thoughts that are, like, back here that you be like, girl, what? Wait, what? Why do you think that? It comes out. You know how, like, if you get food poisoning, your body is hitting eject.
Yes.
Like, your body is literally emptying yourself of every oh my God, every food you just ate in the past 48 hours, bad. Get it out, get it out, get it out. That's what happens. Like, literal real vomit. It's like, get it out, get it out, get it out. But it's words.
But it's words.
And that's just as gross as real vomit in my book. Because some things the outside world does not need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do shame yourself after you say you like that was meant for me and me alone, but it's not there now.
Excuse me while I go throw myself out the window.
Excuse me as I pass by you, like I didn't just tell you my deepest, darkest secrets.
Right.
But I do appreciate you guys for talking to me about this today. You guys had some very insightful things, some things I didn't think about myself. But like I said, I appreciate you guys.
You know, be here all week. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. We do a podcast every third Thursday of the month. And yeah,
buy my merch.
Yeah, buy my merch. Link in bio.
Oh my God!
Thanks for having us. Goodbye.
Bye.